try not to let it go to your head, as we talk about the games that put the power in your hands. It's wild to think about what you can do with a mouse and keyboard. With a G305 mouse in hand, for example, we can take on the most fearful of bosses, climb multi-story buildings, make shots with superhuman accuracy, and generally be badass. As fun as it is to be the everyday hero of the story, sometimes what you really need is to feel a supernatural power coursing through your veins. From telekinesis that'll have you launching furniture around the room with ease, to shouts that will throw even the most loyal of followers off a mountain. Sorry about that.
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Before we dive into the games with the best powers, make sure to use your almighty strength to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video from us.
Don't stop, okay?
Few games approach abilities in the same way as recent release Deathloop. Sure, you've got your standard powers like invisibility and telekinesis, which Deathloop has dubbed Carnesis, but given that this game centers entirely around an island stuck in a time loop in which death resets everything, including wiping out all the weapons and powers you just started getting used to, you're going to have to prioritize your powers fast. You'll eventually gain the ability to hold on to a few choice weapons and powers, which means you've got to decide what works best for you before the you in question is shot by a crash dummy NPC and sent straight back to the start. But Deathloop has a real feast of frenzied powers to dig into, some of which are reminiscent of previous Arcane Studios game Dishonored 2, which, spoilers, we'll get into in a bit.
Just once, please, can you try your hardest to make this interesting?
Whoa.
When you think of psychic powers, you might conjure up images of telekinesis, or maybe a bit of mind reading. But turns out, if you're going to be a psychic secret agent, you'll need a bit more. Raz may just be an intern, but brains are a dangerous place to mess around in, so he quickly collects a whole badge load of different abilities. He can balance on thought bubbles to zip around like the acrobat he is, or use them as a balloon to glide through the air. And did we mention slowing down time? Raz can concentrate on stopping isolated objects for a short while, or if it's all going wrong, he can just set things on fire with his mind. That's definitely safe. Let's never pull a prom night prank on Raz.
Oh, all right. I'm feeling better. I'm ready to help.
It's a good feeling being the chosen one, isn't it? A lot of responsibility to mind, but getting to explore Skyrim with the confidence that you are Dovahkiin and could easily fuss rodar anyone who crosses you into oblivion, no, not that oblivion, has us walking round Markarth with a confident strut. As you progress your journey as the Dragonborn, you'll learn plenty of shouts that can tame dragons, disarm enemies, and call forth a storm that will send them flying. And Skyrim slowly starts to become your own playground of destruction. Think you can get the drop on me? A little bit of slow time will make you think twice. Slowly, though. We probably wouldn't be too popular, particularly after using frost breath on anyone who looks at us funny, and calling dragons on any shopkeep that tries to shortchange us, but who needs friends when you have shouts, eh? Whether you opt to play as the newly crowned Empress Emily Caldwin or Spy Master Corvo Atano, you'll be greeted with plenty of powers and abilities to help you cut through enemies or get through the entire experience without anyone getting so much as a scratch. Of course, there are variations depending on who you play as, with their original powers of traversal being Blink for Corvo and Far Reach for Emily, but you'll get the same rush of a perfectly timed takedown or successful stealthing either way. As we mentioned in our Deathloop entry, Arcane clearly has a penchant for certain powers such as the short-range teleportation ability. It's a universally loved game for a reason, and if you haven't played it yet, you better teleport yourself into your gaming chair, stat.
Feels as good as I remember.
Okay, you might be wondering about this next entry and how we've managed to swing, grapple, and shoot our way through entire universes worth of superhero games and settled on one of the only superheroes who doesn't really have any powers at all. And to that we say, yes, you're right. Batman might not have been bitten by anything radioactive or exposed to anything, well, radioactive, but the Batman Arkham series is such incredible stealthy fun thanks in part to Bruce Wayne's superhuman amount of money. A seemingly never-ending source of funds that allows him to take on everyone from Penguin to the Riddler, Batarang in tow, and work through droves of henchmen with silent takedowns and a well-timed grapple. You'll want to holster your weapons for this last one, because the Life is Strange series has always been about powers, but never been about causing chaos and destruction. Okay, maybe a little bit. In Life is Strange True Colors, however, protagonist Alex Chen has a much more, shall we say, delicate power in the form of empathy. She can see auras around anyone who's feeling an emotion strongly, and this allows her to get a glimpse at what they're thinking. It's a touching mechanic that helps to spread the game's core message that it's important to take a chance to understand someone, find out why they might be acting a certain way or who they really are, and that there's often more going on under the surface. But also, it's just a great power to have if you're a little on the nosy side and like to hear what two friends who have feelings for each other are thinking. Interesting.
Crap. Was I supposed to give him a hug? Does he think that I think it's not a date?
Aw, he'll get the hang of this one day, or not.
So that wraps up our list of games with the best powers. Which game will you be causing chaos in first? Did we miss your favourite off the list? Instead of unleashing hell on us, why not let us know in the comments below? And if you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video from us.
Well, you rode on it, so I guess it's a bus.